Like the Reds, talking Reds, Gareth, Lizzi, Doyle, a bit of a croaky voice from, you know, being at the match and having a bevy last night. Soz about that. Liverpool won. And yeah, it feels like there's a funeral taking place or something if you look on social media. It's just mad for me how quickly people turn on their own players. We are unbeaten in Europe, at home, since Brendan Rodgers was in charge. So the last time we got beat in Europe, at home, was Real Madrid, when we lost 3-0 at home, and that was a long, long time ago. And like, we just absolutely ripped up Europe ever since. Okay, there's been draws here and there, but come on.
We've won.
Well, we've won, and we're watching an absolutely brilliant side. And for 35 minutes last night, you couldn't fault them. I watched Robertson's goal again this morning.
Boss.
It's absolutely superb. The movement's brilliant. The 1-2s are superb. His runs, boss. It's found by Trent. It's put in the back of the net. Seen BT Sport describing it as like the perfect Klopp goal and all this sort of stuff. Mane's goal absolutely destroys his opponents. Good finish. You know what I mean? There's so many positives to take from
Salah getting on the scoreboard twice.
After
this big drought, and now he's played terribly.
And he's not playing well and all this kind of stuff. I know, it's just mad. And even Joe Gomez, I've seen loads of anti-Joe Gomez stuff. He hasn't been in the side, boys. He's not been playing lately. And so you throw him in. I thought he did all right, to be honest. I thought, you know, he put a load of tackles in, won the ball back for us loads of times, maybe not in the right place, certain moments and things like that. But, you know, Van Dijk had an off night.
I do think Van Dijk played well. It's so important to remember who these lads are. And I done a tweet after the match because I heard some shouts in the car that I was just baffled by.
Yeah,
I was like, what? And it was all individual, and it was really, really angry. Now, there's a difference with being frustrated and being angry. We have the right to be frustrated.
Yeah,
we're paying fans, and we want to see our wonderful football team playing boss footy, which we did for a certain amount of time. Took the foot off the gas, and naturally we're going to get frustrated, but don't cross over your frustration with anger towards these lads. They literally got 97 points last year. They won us the Champions League. And I know it's easy to say those things, and expect them to, I don't know, keep playing almost near perfect, but the human beings, they're not going to breeze every single game, and you shouldn't breeze the Champions League. Like, it's a tough competition, and it goes to show that this group isn't as easy as what we all thought. Salzburg put 6 past Genk, but Genk holds Napoli, who we got beat by last week, to a draw. This isn't as cut and dry as what everyone thinks, and everyone just needs to keep their heads.
And Salzburg were in the semi-finals of the Europa League 2 years ago.
They were a good team. They played really well. By the way, all credit to Salzburg.
I mean, obviously all these games were in the Europa League, but nevertheless, you still end up playing some decent sides. They're unbeaten in 14 away in Europe. I think the only blemish was Schalke. They were obviously a decent side, and I think even then they got on the score sheet. I think they got beat 3-1. So that's the other thing. I don't hear too much in this conversation, not ours, I mean the general Liverpool conversation about they were actually quite good. And Minamino, is it? I think is that
Minamino, yeah, he was boss,
was brilliant.
And the number 9, boss.
Brilliant. And he absolutely roasts Van Dijk and puts a brilliant finish in the corner.
Puts him on his arse.
And there was only a small ripple of the appreciative Anfield applause, which I always like. If someone scores a good goal, I like the fact. I've always liked the fact that Anfield will give it a little applause. There was a little one for that. I actually think, you know, I think the crowd was a bit of a strange one last night in that a lot of the regulars, and I'm not saying, you know, they have got any more right to go than anyone else, but a lot of regulars didn't go. Certainly by where I was.
There was loads of Spurs knocking around, weren't there?
And there was spaces, a lot of spaces as well in the sort of executive sections, which I'm always disappointed to see. It always feels like you could be doing something with that. There's kids knocking around outside who'd love to go. But anyway, that's a different conversation. But yeah, I just thought there was a lot of sort of getting on the backs early and having a pop. And it was a bit like, you know, you're coming across, I mentioned it on post-match pint, you're just coming across as a little bit entitled there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we've watched 12 months or more of brilliant football, and people are just making stupid statements as well. Like, you just told me one and I can't get it out of my brain already. You're saying about your dad listening to Talk Sport, and it was
do we feel that on here?
I know, you were trying to turn it over, so I think you come out of it well.
Yeah, can I just put some context to this, because people will literally jump on it. So we wanted to put we wanted instant reaction BBC Merseyside, but my dad's like, God, he's gonna watch, he's gonna kill me. He's really, really old.
Soz Mr. Doyle.
His nickname's Big B from Sea, so no abuse, because otherwise he's coming after you. He's from Crocky. So he's quite old school, that is. His phone's like linked up to Bluetooth through the car, but he will only listen to the radio on the really bad medium wave. but we couldn't get 5 live. Merseyside was playing like, I don't know, Shoulder Amar or something like that. So we kept it on for the reaction, but there was this mad statement, which is what I said to you off air, was that whoever it was, I mean, I don't even know that, Jason Cundy or Andy Goldstein, the one with the thick Cockney accent, which one's he?
Goldstein, I think.
Goldstein, yeah. Him, saying, I'm going to do a really bad accent now.
Yes.
White mate. Like I asked to see the white van thing. He was like, oh, if you can see 3 goals at Salzburg at home, you're not winning the Premier League, you're not winning the Champions League. Like, that was...
Now, lads, unless you've got a crystal ball, how do you know? I mean, like, there was a lad in the pub last night going to me, like, you know, when do we concede 3 goals at home, lads, and still win 4-3? And I was like, Crystal Palace in January, lad. And he went, oh. And he went, is that right? And then someone else gets the phone out and Googles it and says, yeah, Robbo's right. And I was made up with myself. But I mean, that, you know, there's a 4-3 there. That was a mad game. Again, then and now, there's no need for a big mad reaction, like, because we'll be all right, because you know this side, I've got it in them. In a perverse way, I'd almost say, not that it's good, but that it could mean we see a reaction on Saturday.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it was a bit of a wake-up call, and listen, I think that sometimes we do sit here, and I think the wider context sitting here the day after, go and listen, it's all fine, don't panic, is the most realistic view. But when you're there and you are frustrated and, you know, the scoreboard flashes up 3-3 when it's only 3-1 and then you think, oh, it's an omen. So by the way, if you didn't go to the game and if you've not heard this already, I don't know if it was George, so I'm sorry if it's not, we're all blaming George. When they scored, it went 3-3 on the scoreboard for 5 minutes and we all went, I thought, it's an omen, it's going to be, that's it. But it's okay to be frustrated because we just want to see our side play so well. And I was frustrated during the game, but it's just because you know how good they are and what they can do. But I have faith in this team that even when it goes to 3-3, that it doesn't even, they'll get it to 4, they'll get it to 5-3, and they'll win that game. And that's the difference between this side and the team of 5 years ago. They're not the same side, they're not the same team. They've got a great mentality. They'll go on to win it. Just back them. And you can criticise players. I've people are speaking about Gomez, people are speaking about Henderson. They're just things that you pick up on the game. They didn't play as well as maybe they could do, but on to the next one. We got the 3 points. Just stop panicking.
Yeah, it sounds. It's keep calm and carry on all that shit. Well, we did do a post-match pint from Hotel Tier as ever, and here's a little clip of our immediate reaction from the match last night. Some of those goals were actually good goals. The movement was good, the link-ups were good, the 1-2s were good, and they end up in the back of the net. And it was nice that Robertson got a goal.
Yeah, well, that's the one part of his game where you could actually throw some criticism at him. Yeah. I'd say, like, there was an opportunity against Southampton, which would have probably been goal of the fucking season, if I'm honest. But yeah, that's the one thing in his game which I wanted to see him improve on, his goals. So yeah, I was pleased for him. You're pleased for him just generally because of the type of fella he is. Yeah. And Trent gets the assist as well, so double-edged sword for him there, I would say. But yeah, there was positives. You know, we were talking about Salah earlier. I'm pleased he got the goal, but he didn't particularly seem pleased with himself when he got it. No. There's maybe the little mental battle he had at one stage last season has been at the fore. Thankfully, he managed to get a couple of goals tonight. Hopefully, he can shake that because we're going to need him. Other positives.
I thought Mane was unplayable for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Mane's first goal is sensational. Is it Firmino that knocks it back into him?
A little drop of the shoulder as well before
given that he was taking shit at the weekend for missing 2 chances, then you know he's got
that at it, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's got back on the horse straight away and he's sound. So there you go. That was a clip there from the post-match pint. If you fancy having a watch of the full show, download the app. You get some free tokens and you can watch it for nothing. And then if you like it, you can sign up. You can subscribe to podcasts, subscribe to video, or you can subscribe to both. You'd have the choice. And we do some free stuff as well, so look out for that if you're skint. Okay, the Shiravella fella starting for the Reds, or coming on for the Reds.
You sound like Sean Connery.
Shiravella fella. Him coming on in the MK Dons match obviously caused Liverpool a little bit of pain in terms of he was ineligible, some paperwork hadn't gone through, Liverpool blamed the FA blamed Liverpool, the AFL had a look, blah, 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 blah. if you haven't seen it, the club have accepted a 200 grand fine. 100,000 of that is suspended and will come into force if Liverpool decide to field an ineligible player again. I'm gonna bet that they're not gonna do that. So yeah, I mean, Liverpool obviously therefore haven't been lashed out the League Cup. Will still knock Arsenal out of the League Cup when we play them at Anfield. So yeah, unlucky Sam. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say on that really. I mean, obviously you get the immediate fume and conspiracy theory, which I always enjoy. If it was another club, you know, they would have been lashed out. Obviously it gets Devil's Club and all that kind of stuff from the Evertonians. Keep going, lads, it's boss. I mean, yeah, I was sort of, I've got to say, I was easy with it either way. If it got lashed out, I would have said, okay, we can concentrate on the big stuff. Now that we've stayed in, I'll say, sound, throw some of them lads in the team that we saw the other week against MK Dons.
I mean, I'm like you, I was on my way to the match when the news sort of broke and I went, sound, what's 200 grand to a club like Liverpool? It's nothing. I
mean, I wouldn't mind it personally. I mean, if you're watching, if you're watching Pedro. The only thing I'll say is though, it's like, it is a bit mad. And this is not me thinking any more into it. This is more me not understanding maybe how it works behind the scenes as to how you oversee something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not Jurgen Klopp's fault. If he's on his bench and he wants to use him, he's going to pick him. But how has it got through? Like, how has someone missed that? And I genuinely don't know if that's me being naive. I don't know if that's, but it feels like that's the thing you surely should be checking before you're putting them on a bench, isn't it? But I mean, I think it's funny, footy clubs, like in a way. It's like corner shop, even though it's like a massive business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think, you know, little bits of sand, bits of paper being faxed. You use fucking faxes in the modern society. Everyone in footy a team. You know, I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes, neither are you. You know, it's really hard to sort of say any more about it other than unlucky Sam going out there and do your
I was going to say, I think probably half the reason this has happened, and me saying I was being allowed to slip through the net as if it's some big thing, is probably because they never anticipated using him, so they thought, no, we'll just stick him there. But then obviously Origi and Shaqiri pick up an injury, and he's the most experienced kid on the bench. And I don't think he probably would have got a game. I really don't. If it weren't for those two injuries and like the likes of Elliott starting and Jones starting, because like Elliott and Jones probably would have been on the bench with Origi and Shaqiri starting, and Elliott and Jones probably would have been a first choice to come on over Chiravella fella.
The Chiravella fella.
I think he's got a song, you know. I if he stays and gets a testimonial, I'm pushing it.
What?
You know, Crowded House. Always take the weather with you.
Yeah.
Something like always take something about Chiravella with you.
Fella with you.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. Maybe.
Take Chiravella with you.
I mean, vote below on what you thought of Lizzi's X Factor audition there.
Just you wait till Arsenal at home and the cops bouncing with always take Chiravella with you.
Listen, I'll just take the cop bouncing. I know we've already touched on it, but look, I think we've got Leicester at the weekend. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. There's no excuses. There's no like, I had a tough day, you know, when I was knackered watching that and I couldn't be bothered singing or I couldn't be bothered shouting or I was in a bad mood because my boss was a bell end or whatever. None of that. It's a Saturday. It's 3 o'clock. You can have a bevy with your mates.
Chance
you
to
can
go
to
8 points clear.
Exactly. So let's go, let's smash Leicester, but let's get behind the Reds. And like, if we go 1-0 down, if there's a mistake, let's not be all over them as though like, you know, it's...
the end of the world.
Yeah, I just don't want us to arrive at that place we arrived at when we played Leicester last year and you had Van Dijk saying that we could feel the nerves in the stadium and that kind of thing, and then you had Klopp talking about it. Let's just do it. I mean, I wrote a piece yesterday and went out like sort of in the build-up to the match, so I'm not sure how many people would have actually read it, but my point in that was, you know, Newcastle, you're seeing Klopp giving it this to the fans because he wanted more. Sheffield United away, I thought wasn't the most riotous end I've ever been in my life. It was sort of got going obviously when we scored, but was a bit quiet at times and their fans were singing about it and all that kind of thing. I just think, you know, let's remember where we are, challenging for the title, 5 points clear, opportunity to make it 8, European Cup holders. We're fucking brilliant, let's celebrate the fact. And we've got 54,000 now inside Anfield, which, you know, is a big improvement on what it used to be. 10,000 more. Let's make the most of that, let's make home advantage, just exactly that. Anyway, there you go. There's me having a rant. What shows are there today, Lizzie? We should do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should. Second looking back, the match review as well. I think review would be a good one because it was quite an interesting game, wasn't it? So it'll be really interesting to see what they sort of come up with for that show. All the reactions to last night's match. We've got the Friday show, which looks ahead to the weekend's fixtures. Your weekend it'll be out first thing tomorrow morning. But also you're seeing the return of the European show. Everyone's been asking for the European show. And we're bringing it back. Basically, it's all to do with the telly. The games went on like 11 Sports. It was too hard to watch them, and that's why we didn't do it. But we brought it back and put it in a different format. Two of the same contributors, Mo Stewart, Rebecca Knight. They're going to be speaking to journos and fans from across Europe and looking at each league, individual teams, picking out like star players to keep an eye on, all that sort of stuff. It'll be really interesting. First one today. Hopefully with Rafa Honigstein as well, who will be on the first one, which sets things off to a good start. So yeah, it should be a good show.
Sounds
so
good.
Just keep your eye out.
Sounds good. So yeah, if you want to have a go with that, theanfieldapp.com as ever, get involved, click subscribe, and it'll take you down the road to subscribe, and from there you'll be able to listen to all this podcast gold. Okay, well that's been Talking Reds from Liverpool, from me, Gareth Roberts, from Lizzie Doyle, from Sam Walker down, soon to be beating Arsenal shite League Cup. Fuck off, get in!